From red carpet sparks to real-life plot twists, today we're diving into the evolution of four iconic celebrity couples. Not just how they looked when love first struck, but how fame, family, and time have reshaped their journey. George and Amal Clooney, once the definition of glamour and global purpose, now navigate long-distance love between Broadway lights and Oxford lectures. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez just threw a $50 million Venetian wedding that turned heads, but whispers of prenups and post-nuptial tension are already swirling. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, still going strong after nearly 3 decades, have traded New York hustle for London's West End, proving that shared stages can still spark romance. And Dax Shepard and Kristen Biel, their podcast confessions reveal a marriage built on mismatched magic, parenting chaos, and a whole lot of honesty. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, from first date to power couple glow-up. Blake and Ryan met each other for the first time while filming Green Lantern in 2010. At the time, both were in relationships with someone. Blake was dating Penn Badgley, while Ryan was married to Scarlett Johansson. Their on-set rapport gradually evolved into friendship. Over time, Blake and Ryan kept in touch casually, and their friendship deepened. According to Ryan, a turning point came when both were traveling to Boston, and he said to Blake, "Well, I'll ride with you." "We got on the train. I was just begging her to sleep with me." He frames that in humorous hyperbole. Shortly after, Ryan says he had a strong impulse to commit. "A week later, I was like, we should buy a house together." And we did. Public reports began in October 2011 that Blake was seen leaving Ryan's Boston apartment, essentially confirming their romantic involvement. In September, Blake and Ryan married each other at Boone Hall Plantation in Mount Pleasant. Their marriage ceremony and venue later drew discussion, particularly because of Boone Hall's history of plantation. In 2013, the couple began building a family, and as of now, they have 4 children, 3 daughters and a son. Over the years, they've publicly emphasized certain rules or guiding principles in their partnership. One notable rule is that when they started dating, they agreed to never work simultaneously, so that they would always be able to prioritize family time over multiple schedules. Over time, Blake and Ryan evolved from co-stars to one of Hollywood's admired power couples. Beyonce and Jay-Z, young love to billion-dollar empire. Beyonce met Jay-Z when she was around 18 years old, after rising to fame with Destiny's Child. They reportedly met at the MTV Spring Break Festival or via industry circles. Jay-Z later confirms in interviews that they were friends for over a year before dating. In 2001, the two built a relationship first, often talking on the phone for over a year before going on their first date. Rumors swirl about a romance after Beyonce features on Jay-Z's track '03 Bonnie and Clyde, released in October 2002. The video shows their romantic chemistry and fuels dating speculation. In 2003, Beyonce released her debut solo single, Crazy in Love, featuring Jay-Z, which became a global hit. Their red carpet appearance at 2004 MTV VMAs confirmed their relationship publicly. In 2008, Beyonce and Jay-Z married in a secret, intimate ceremony in Jay-Z's New York City penthouse. In 2018, the couple appeared to rebuild trust publicly and mature emotionally as a unit. Beyonce and Jay-Z released their first joint album, Everything Is Love, under the name The Carters. The album celebrates reconciliation, wealth, legacy, and Black excellence. Jay-Z became hip-hop's first billionaire, according to Forbes, in 2019, with assets across music, liquor, art, and investments. Beyonce expands her Ivy Park x Adidas clothing line and Parkwood entertainment brand. In 2023, Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour grossed over $579 million, becoming one of the highest-grossing tours of all time. Jay-Z continues to expand his business empire with major deals involving Moet Hennessy, Tidal, and more. David and Victoria Beckham, from football star and pop spice to global icons. In 1997, David and Victoria met at a Manchester United charity match. David was already a fan of the Spice Girls. He said he picked Victoria out from a TV screen and told a friend, "That's the girl I'm going to marry." Their relationship begins quickly while they keep it under wraps to avoid a media frenzy. In 1998, David proposed to Victoria in January with a ring. The engagement became a global tabloid sensation, confirming their A-list couple status. In July 1999, the couple married at Luttrellstown Castle in Ireland in a lavish ceremony. In the year 2000, they became international celebrities, appearing on magazine covers at red carpets and sports and music events. In 2003, David signed with Real Madrid in July, prompting the couple's move to Spain. Victoria remains largely in the UK with their sons due to work and school. Allegations of David's affair with former PA Rebecca Luce made headlines in 2004. The couple never confirmed details but faced extreme pressure. In 2020, they isolated as a family at their countryside home and shared relatable content with fans. In 2023, Netflix released Beckham, a 4-part documentary that delves into David's football career and their relationship. Victoria reveals the depth of strain during 2003 to 2004, stating bluntly, "We were against the world." David tears up when speaking about how media attention affected their marriage. In April 2024, Victoria celebrates her 50th birthday with a star-studded party organized by David at a private members club in London. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, That 70s Show to real-life goals. In 1998, Mila and Ashton were cast at That 70s Show. The show ran for 8 seasons. In January 2012, Mila spotted Ashton at a Golden Globes after-party and says it felt like lightning in my stomach. Ashton invited her to a housewarming party, and later they reconnected. They began seeing each other, with Mila saying they initially just wanted fun. In 2014, Ashton proposed to Mila, and they quietly got engaged. On October 1st, 2014, the couple welcomed their first daughter. They keep photos and personal details of their children extremely private. Ashton writes a heartfelt letter to his newborn daughter on his website, voicing concern over paparazzi and privacy. In 2020, during the pandemic, they went viral for their Quarantine Wine fundraiser, raising funds for COVID-19 relief. Fans celebrate the nostalgia and real-life connection, and Ashton says the scene was fun. While Ashton says the scene was fun but weird, it felt like a time warp. In September 2023, public backlash erupts when it's revealed that Ashton and Mila wrote character letters in support of actor Danny Masterson, former co-star, before his sentencing for rape charges. Later, the couple faced intense criticism, and they issued a public apology video stating the letters were not meant to undermine victims and expressing regret. Now, the couple continue to keep a low profile, following the controversy, and focuses more on family, education, and selective acting projects. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend, model and musician to mom and dad vibes. In 2006, Chrissy and John met on the set of his music video Stereo in early September 2006. They flirt on set and hook up that night but don't become exclusive right away. Chrissy later said, "We did the music video. We were together for like 12 hours. We spent the whole day together." In 2007, John went on tour and Chrissy gave him space, famously saying, "I played it cool for a long time." She travels with him when possible, and they stay connected through texting and calls. John has said her wit and humor keep him engaged. "She's the funniest person I know." In 2011, John proposed to Chrissy during a romantic trip to the Maldives. He'd been hiding the ring in his luggage. Customs almost found it. Chrissy said she was shocked and thrilled. In 2013, they married in a private ceremony on the shores of Lake Como, the same place they had vacationed earlier in their relationship. In 2015, Chrissy and John opened up about struggling to conceive, starting rounds of IVF. In an emotional Fab Life interview, Chrissy shares, "We've been trying for years. It's something that's been a huge part of our lives." In 2021, Chrissy committed to sobriety and therapy and focused on family healing. The couple underwent another IVF round in 2022, revealing it publicly. Chrissy says, "I want to let people know it's okay to talk about it, the injections, the anxiety, and the hope." In 2023, Chrissy and John frequently share fun, relatable parenting moments on Instagram. John continues as a coach on The Voice and releases new music, while Chrissy launches new Cravings cookbooks and products, which continue the brand partnerships. They balance careers with being hands-on parents and support causes like reproductive health, mental health awareness, and education. The kids start school and activities, while Chrissy calls this stage the sweetest chaos ever. Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, 1980s sweethearts to Hollywood's strongest couple. Tom and Rita first met on the set of the sitcom Bosom Buddies, where Rita starred as a guest in one episode. Tom was married at the time to the college sweetheart Samantha Luz, with whom he has 2 children. Tom and Rita reunited as co-stars in the comedy film Volunteers, and their on-screen chemistry ignited a real-life connection. Tom separated from Samantha and later admitted that his marriage was struggling, and meeting Rita was a catalyst for personal change. Tom and Rita married in an intimate ceremony. Tom brings 2 children from his previous marriage into their new blended family, and this marks the beginning of their new blended family. This marks the beginning of their enduring public and private partnership. On August 4th, 1990, son Chester Chet Hanks was born. Rita takes time away from acting to focus on motherhood. Tom balances blockbuster roles, Forrest Gump and Philadelphia, with being a present dad. In 2020, Rita helped produce My Big Fat Greek Wedding, which became a surprise hit. Their company, Playtone, becomes a powerhouse producing acclaimed films and series. Their bond depends on creative collaboration and sharing a passion for storytelling. In 2020, while filming in Australia, Tom and Rita contracted COVID-19. They became the first major public figures to announce their diagnosis. Their calm, transparent updates from isolation helped raise public awareness and calm panic. In 2023, Tom and Rita celebrated their 35th wedding anniversary. Rita launched a music career in her 50s and was fully supported by Tom. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, the evolution of a controversial love story. In 1994, Jada Pinkett auditioned to play Will's girlfriend on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She doesn't get the part, reportedly due to being considered too short, but Will was struck by her presence. According to both, they formed a friendship first. Will later said that even while he was married to Cherie Zampino, he felt an inner realization that he was drawn to Jada. Will and Cherie Zampino separate or begin divorce proceedings. After that, Will reportedly asked Jada out. In a moment he recounts, he asked her if she was seeing anyone. She answered no, and he told her, "Cool, you're seeing me now." In November 1997, Will proposed to Jada. She later recounted that their engagement came somewhat spontaneously. Will looked over and casually asked if she wanted to marry him. On December 31st, 1997, Will and Jada married in a private ceremony in Baltimore. No pointed invitations to avoid leaks. In 2005, while promoting Hitch, Will speaks publicly about his relationship with Jada, he noting that their first true date was about conversation and connection rather than fancy settings. In Red Table Talk conversations, Jada later described a low point around her 40th birthday in 2011 as a time when the marriage crashed internally. She says, "Your 40th birthday was my low point. We essentially had to destroy our marriage. We broke up within our marriage and got back together." In May 2024, Will referred to Jada as one of his strongest ride-or-die partners in interviews. Public sightings of the couple are extremely rare given their separate lives, but they still coordinate professionally via their company Westbrook and occasionally appear together for major events. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, decades of love without a wedding ring. In the 1970s, Goldie Hawn married twice to Gus Triconis and Bill Hudson. In 1983, in the film Swing Shift, both Hawn and Russell starred and were single for the first time since their meeting. In 1987, Overboard became one of the most beloved joint projects, and audiences loved their chemistry, reinforcing their status as a Hollywood power couple. The film became a cult classic and is often referenced when discussing their real-life story. In the 1990s, the couple maintained a relatively private life during this decade, despite being a high-profile pair. They avoided tabloid scandals and maintained a low-key relationship. In the 2000s, Goldie Hawn publicly addressed marriage rumors repeatedly. "We're not against marriage, it's just not what we needed." She often emphasized that they wake up every day choosing to be together, not out of obligation. Marriage wasn't necessary to validate their love or commitment. Commitment is based on trust, communication, and independence, not paperwork. In 2015, Goldie said, "A lasting relationship isn't about marriage. It's about compatibility and communication, and you both need to want it to work." In 2017, Goldie and Kurt received adjoining stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In 2023, in an interview with CNN's Chris Wallace, when Hawn explains the risks of marriage, citing the pain of divorce and its impact on children, she said, "If I'd been married long ago, I'd have been divorced. Marriage is not the key to longevity in a relationship. I like waking up and making a choice every day." As of 2024, they were together 41 years and are living proof that long-term commitment doesn't require legal documentation. Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel, from flings to family life. Justin and Jessica are first spotted snowboarding together in Park City, Utah. Justin had recently broken up with Cameron Diaz, and he asked a mutual friend for Jessica's number and called her directly. In 2007, their relationship grew more serious over the months, and Justin appeared on Oprah in May 2007, confirming he's in love. Paparazzi spotted them vacationing, attending events, and slowly going public. In 2010, their relationship remained stable for several years, and they attended red carpets together, including the Met Gala. Both continue thriving careers, Justin with music and film, while Jessica has roles in movies like Easy Virtue and The A-Team. The relationship remains mostly private with no major scandals. In March 2021, Justin and Jessica officially split after 4 years together, while reps say the decision was mutual and respectful. A source tells people they love and respect each other but decided to part ways. In late 2011, Justin and Jessica are spotted together again and reconnected over shared time, reflection, and mutual growth. Jessica later tells Elle, "I didn't want to be with somebody else. I really valued what we had." In 2012, they married at the Borgo Egnazia Resort in Puglia. In 2016, the couple juggled parenting along with creative projects. Jessica launched her wellness brand and stars in The Sinner. Justin tours for Man of the Woods and plays the Super Bowl halftime show in 2018. In October 2022, Justin and Jessica celebrate a decade of marriage and they renew their vows in Italy. They mark the milestones with friends, laughter, and renewed promises. Now, Jessica calls this phase the beautiful chaos of parenting. Both choose projects more selectively to stay present with their sons. Jessica shares wellness content, parenting insights, and returns to acting. Justin continues in music and acting, but focuses heavily on family. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, a love that defied the odds. In 2001, Ellen and Portia met backstage at a Rock the Vote concert. Portia is not publicly out at the time and keeps her feelings hidden. Years later, Portia would say, "I had a crush on her, but I wasn't out yet, so I wasn't about to pursue anything." In 2004, they reconnected at a photo shoot and began dating shortly after. Ellen had recently split from Alexandra Hedison. Portia had ended a relationship with Francesca Gregorini. Portia later says Ellen helped her accept her gender, calling the relationship life-changing. Portia comes out publicly by attending events with Ellen. In September 2005, Ellen and Portia walked the red carpet together at the 57th Primetime Emmy Awards. This marks their first public appearance as a couple and is celebrated as a milestone in LGBTQ+ visibility. Ellen tells people, "It's the first time I've known in every cell of my being that I'm with somebody for the rest of my life." In May 2008, Ellen announced on her show that she and Portia are engaged. Ellen and Portia marry in an intimate ceremony at their Beverly Hills home with only 19 guests. Their wedding became a landmark moment for same-gender couples, symbolizing love and progress. In 2010, Portia legally changed her name to Portia Lee James DeGeneres. The name change further affirms her commitment to Ellen and their marriage. Media outlets report it as a meaningful personal milestone. In 2020, Ellen's talk show gets hit with workplace misconduct allegations, while Portia publicly supports Ellen. Posting on Instagram, Ellen says Portia's support has helped her survive the media fallout. In 2025, Ellen posts a photo on Instagram celebrating 20 years with Portia, writing, "Happy to be with you everywhere and always." Barack and Michelle Obama, from law firm to first couple looks. In 1989, Barack Obama and Michelle Robinson first met at the Chicago law firm Sidley Austin, where Michelle was assigned as Barack's mentor. Michelle was initially skeptical of Barack, but she admired his intelligence and charisma. Barack later recalled feeling immediate respect and interest, though Michelle was more reserved at first. In 1990, after months of working together and getting to know each other, Barack asked Michelle out on a date. Well, their first date reportedly involved Michelle giving Barack a tour of Chicago. Barack and Michelle continued dating while working demanding jobs, Barack as a community organizer and law student, and Michelle as a rising lawyer. They supported each other's careers, often discussing issues of race, law, and social justice. On October 3, 1993, Barack and Michelle married at Trinity United Church of Christ, and their wedding was a modest ceremony with close family and friends. In 2007, Barack officially announced his candidacy for President of the United States in February. Michelle became an integral part of the campaign, known for her powerful speeches and grounded presence. She emphasized themes of hope, hard work, and family values. On November 4, 2008, Barack Obama was elected as the 44th President of the United States, making history as the nation's first African-American president. Michelle became the first African-American First Lady, and their journey from a law firm mentor-mentee relationship to the White House symbolized change and possibility. Michelle's focus included healthy living, education, military families, and women's issues during her time as First Lady. After leaving the White House, Barack and Michelle continued their partnership through the Obama Foundation, focusing on leadership development and civic engagement. They signed multi-million-dollar deals for books, film, and media production using their platform to inspire. Michelle released her memoir, Becoming, in 2018, which became a bestseller and highlighted their journey and values. Prince William and Kate Middleton, royal college sweethearts to future king and queen. In 2001, Prince William and Catherine Kate Middleton first met as students at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. They both were enrolled in the History of Art program and initially socialized within a large group of friends. Their friendship blossomed into a romantic relationship by their second year. By 2003, William and Kate were publicly acknowledged as a couple, while they were seen attending events together, and their relationship received growing media attention. Their romance was marked by a low-key private style, unusual for royal relationships at the time. They navigated the pressures of media scrutiny while still trying to enjoy university life. On July 22, 2013, Kate gave birth to their first child, and it was celebrated across the UK and the Commonwealth, solidifying their status as future king and queen. The couple presented their newborn to the public at the Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital, continuing royal tradition. In 2015, their second child, Princess Charlotte Elizabeth Diana, was born on May 2nd. The birth was notable for being one of the first times a royal succession law change, the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013, applied, meaning Charlotte could not be displaced by younger brothers. Kate and William continued to balance royal duties with family life. Their third child, Prince Louis, was born. The birth established the family's image as a modern, relatable royal couple focused on parenting and public service. The couple had emphasized the importance of privacy and normalcy in raising their children. In 2019, William and Kate have increasingly assumed prominent royal roles, supporting causes like mental health awareness, environmental conservation, and homelessness. Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, from red carpet debut to parent life. In 2016, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner first sparked dating rumors after mid-2016 after being spotted together. Their first confirmed public appearance as a couple was at the Billboard Music Awards in May 2016, where they walked the red carpet together for the first time. Sophie was already well known for her role as Sansa Stark on Game of Thrones, while Joe was famous as a member of the Jonas Brothers. In October 2017, Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner announced their engagement. Joe proposed with a stunning ring, while the couple was praised for their sweet and playful public displays of affection. In May 2019, in a surprise move, Joe and Sophie married at a quick ceremony in Las Vegas after the Billboard Music Awards. The wedding was spontaneous and secretive, witnessed by close friends and fellow musicians like Diplo and DNCE bandmate Jack Lawless. Shortly after, they confirmed the marriage with joyful social media posts. In June 2019, the couple hosted a more formal and lavish wedding celebration in Château de Terreau in the south of France on June 29th. Throughout 2020, Joe and Sophie remained supportive of each other amid the global COVID-19 pandemic, often sharing light-hearted moments on social media. Sophie used the downtime to focus on her mental health, candidly discussing her struggles with anxiety and postpartum depression. Joe released new music and maintained a close bond with Sophie through virtual appearances and intimate moments. George and Amal Clooney, Bachelor No More, a style icon duo. In 2013, a mutual friend invited Amal, the Alamuddin, to dinner at George's Italy home when she was an unannounced guest. According to George, his agent had already remarked that the visiting woman was someone he might marry. At that dinner, George and Amal reportedly spent the entire evening talking, staying up late, and forming an immediate connection. Their first official date took place in October 2013 in London, while George was working on The Monuments Men. They dined together amid paparazzi attention, and the evening went so well that they both sensed something special. George and Amal were married on September 27, 2014, in a romantic ceremony in Venice, Italy. The wedding was held at the Amman Canal Grand Resort with a guest list of close friends, family members, and prominent figures. During summer 2014, prior to the wedding, George himself publicly acknowledged and revealed their upcoming nuptials at the Celebrity Fight Night Gala in Florence. After their marriage, George and Amal began discussing children, and by 2017 they had twins, Ella and Alexander. George has shared that when they learned they were expecting twins, it took them by surprise and filled them with elation. The Clooneys have been known not only for their celebrity and professional achievements, but also for fashion, style, and composure. While Amal frequently appeared in striking couture and power suits, George often supported her appearance as they appeared together at global events and philanthropic functions. As of 2025, they continue to manage their careers, families, and public lives. George's being more into Broadway, with Good Night and Good Luck, created periods where they would be physically apart for months, which they have acknowledged as a test of their bond. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's billion-dollar love story. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez reportedly first met in 2016 at an Apple release party for the film Manchester by the Sea. This was a social setting where both were present, Bezos as a media business figure, Sanchez via her media circles. Around 2018, Bezos hired Lauren Sanchez's company, Black Ops Aviation, to do aerial filming work for his space company, Blue Origin. This working relationship facilitated more interaction. In October 2018, photos surfaced showing Bezos and Sanchez together on a helicopter ride in Santa Monica. These images preceded the public announcement of their romantic relationship by a few months. During this time, both were undergoing changes in their personal lives, while Bezos' divorce from Mackenzie Scott was being finalized, publicly announced in January 2019, and Sanchez had separated from Whitesell. In January 9, 2019, Bezos announced his divorce, and shortly thereafter the relationship with Sanchez was confirmed by sources. In May 2019, they were seen together in New York City. This reflection showed that their relationship was moving into more public view after the divorces stabilized. Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez were married on June 27, 2025, in a black tie ceremony in Venice, Italy, on the island of San Giorgio Maggiore. The wedding was star-studded, with over 200 guests, including notable figures such as Oprah Winfrey, the Kardashian family, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Sarah Jessica Parker and Matthew Broderick, quiet love in the spotlight. In November 1991, they were introduced in New York City through Parker's brothers, Pippin and Toby, who had connection to the Naked Angels Theater Company. At that time, Parker had recently ended a prior relationship, notably with Robert Downey Jr. On May 19, 1997, they got married in New York City's Angel Orenses Synagogue. The event was arranged so that friends believed they were attending a party and were surprised when it became a wedding ceremony. In 2011, Parker noted in an interview that their marriage had its rough patches. Good days, decent days, and bad days. She emphasized that enduring relationships involve different periods. The couple has maintained a largely private life, balancing Hollywood public interest with attempts to protect family time. Parker has said that they come from a different time and place, where being an actor meant working in theater and not being preoccupied with fame. In 2017, they celebrated their 20th wedding anniversary, and Parker paid tribute to Broderick via social media, posting a photo from their wedding. In February 2020, they planned to appear together in Plaza Suite. This was significant because it was their first return to sharing a stage in decades, and only the second time they'd done so since How to Succeed. The Broadway run was disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Parker revealed that since their first date in March 1992, they have very rarely, if ever, spent a night apart, except for work commitments or when caring for an ill parent. Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. From comedy crush to therapy goals. In 2007, Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard first met at a dinner party hosted by mutual friends. Shortly thereafter, they bumped into each other again at a Detroit Red Wings hockey game, both being from Michigan, which reinforced their connection. Shepard obtained Bell's phone number via a friend and sent a bold text. "I violated your privacy and got your number." They appeared on screen together in When in Rome in 2009, which marks the first film project together. During this period, Shepard was very open about his struggle with sobriety, while Bell has spoken often about how they navigated this and how it factored into their early relationship. Bell and Shepard turned to couples therapy very early on, reportedly within the first 6 months to a year of dating. In 2013, after the legal landscape changed, they were married at the Beverly Hills County Clerk's office. In 2015, Bell credited therapy and working through growing pains for helping to strengthen their marriage. She talked about how in the beginning they would argue a lot, then earn each other through working together and opening up. Shepard once turned down a major TV role, Parenthood, because it would have meant being away from Bell and not being present for their family. In 2017, Kristen Bell said therapy is a key to their strong marriage, and they do moral inventories, acknowledge when they're wrong, and work through fights in a healthy way. They also talked about the difficulties of marriage during the COVID-19 pandemic while balancing work, mental health, parenting, and needing support. In 2022, they co-founded Hello Bello, a plant-based, affordable baby products company. This is a shared business interest aligning with their parenting life. Thanks for watching Past Paradise, where Hollywood legends come home. If you enjoyed today's look into celebrity couples when they first got together versus what they look like now, well then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Got a star or story you want next? Drop it in the comments. Until then, keep the nostalgia alive, only on Past Paradise.